Hey guys, back. Now we're going to go ahead and take this thing apart. And the first step with this, let me get this thing down here. So the first step, I don't know if this is going to focus, hopefully it will, but the rubber tab here at the top, if you've never done this, it's very important. You got to get that out first before we do anything else. You might need a screwdriver or something. This one is not in great shape. It's kind of dry rotted, so once it's out, I think I'm just going to keep it out because I don't really care. But god damn it. Okay, a little piece like that. Okay, so then in there, what the fuck? Shit. Usually it's a Phillips. This one's not. This one's one of those star bits. And I don't have anything for that. Except maybe a small screwdriver. Alright, let's see. Alright, so I'm gonna hope I can get this damn thing out. It's gonna suck if I can't. They make it easy for you to upgrade the drive, but open the system up and clean it with these dumb bits. Yes. Tons of pressure. Let's see if this will work. That's it. Alright, got me a bit that works. Let's get this shit out with power. That's right, bitch. Get out of there. Alright, so back to business. So what we're going to do is quite simple. You slide it off. There you go. And as far as dust goes, it's not that bad. So, next up, and this is kind of nice because none of the screws we got to take apart are on the bottom. They're all here on top. And I like to cheat and use power. Who wants to unscrew all that shit by hand? Just go like this. It's one. And it's kind of easy because there's arrows pointing to where all the screws are. Okay. Now, all of the screws are long except for one, which is like half the size. That half the size where the arrow is here is labeled with an S. So as you can see, right here is the S. That's where the small one goes. And then you have a large one, large one in this hole here. And you have another one right here because of the arrow. And one right here. And another one right here. Okay, so once that's done, we can go ahead and lift this thing up. There we go. There we go. I told you. So here we go. Pull this lid off. And surprisingly, it's really not that bad. It might wash it up a little bit, but dust-wise, this isn't very bad at all. So next here's the BluRay drive right here, and it's quite simple. Alright, so the BluRay drive here, we got to pull this power out. And we'll just go ahead and pull it. There we go. And then we have to be careful here because this ribbon cable is very delicate. But we're going to undo it, and we don't want to take this part off. We're just going to leave that. What we want to do is remove the power supply And to do so, right here we can either pull this part or we can pull this one, but this one's easier, so just take that and then flip it around right here. You want to get this out, that's that, and then there's this, focus that, this little screw here we gotta get out. See, teeny weeny. Alright, that should do it. Yeah, it's a little long. It's fine thread. Alright, so that's those. Oh, actually, here's one more screw right there. And since we're gonna get into the board, and we're gonna change that out. Which, funny, I didn't turn this thing on first to make sure that it indeed yellow lights. Oops. I'll probably turn it on before before I do that. We'll just swap the drives over and whatever. Alright, so all you do with this is lift up. Now it's plugged in. The prongs are actually attached to the motherboard. So when you take this out, it's going to feel kind of hard to do. But don't worry about putting pressure on it because it's designed that way. Jeez. Oh, haha. Don't forget your screws. There's one more. So yeah, now pop it up. There. See? There's the prongs. Well, these are the socket. So with that then, actually this PS3 does not have a hard drive, so they took that out. But I have an extra, I have an 80 gig somewhere. So now, and I'll show you this up close, we are at the ribbon cable. You have to be very careful with this. You don't want to break it. So here's the ribbon cable, and someone, and I don't know, it looks to me like they may have gotten into here, but this antenna wire should go right under that slot there, and you travel it under the ribbon, but whatever. So what we're going to do, see if I can position this, we're just going to lift that up. Now I've broken it before, and then that's a nightmare to fix, so be careful with that. You just want to lift that door up. If you break that door, then you're practically fucked then. So once you have that, I'm hoping this drives good because, yeah, it'd be nice to be able to use that in my other machine. Okay, so now that I have that out, we're going to test this, and we're going to see if it works. It'd be kind of nice. We don't need the BluRay drive attached for it to turn on. So we're going to go ahead, and I'm not going to screw it down, but we'll just slide it back in. Make sure you plug all the plugs back in. Like this. And with that, let's go see if this works. Alright, so the whole reason I even bought this was, for the drive for this machine here, which I have connected to my projector, which then gets displayed on that wall. So let's go ahead and give this thing a shot. We'll just use this HDMI, plug that in, and plug in our power. Make sure you have your power on the open. You don't want to get fried. So I got that. Alright, so we'll turn this on. And here is the red LED right there. And if I'm not mistaken, there you go. Now that might be doing that because it doesn't have a hard drive, but it does turn on. I can just hold that and see if we get anything. All right. That might be because it's no drive, but we'll find out. All right, so I found my drive, although this isn't my 80 gig, this is the 40 from a different machine. But hey, it'll work. Now, I'm gonna turn this thing around and we'll get that drive in there. All right, so I got the drive in and I turned my projector on. Not gonna really see anything, I got all the lights on in here, but let's see if we can. Oh yeah, I gotta turn this on too. Okay, so we got our power. Like that. Alright, so that definitely means the motherboard is shot. Yeah, it's okay. So we'll have to fix that board. No big deal. That's a piece of cake. So for now, we're going to go ahead and open this one up and replace that BluRay drive and hope that that works.